Hey, so this is going to be my review of the HTS Plus Classic. Let's get into it. This mouse comes in at 48 grams. It is 117 millimeters by 61 by 40 millimeters. It has a 3370 sensor, zippy switches for the main clicks, a TTC gold encoder. I bought it for 75 euros on sale on Max Gaming, and as of this recording it still is on sale for 85 euros on the 15th of August. The shape is awesome for my relaxed claw grip. Taking it out of the box for the first time, I really loved the shape and I couldn't wait to try it out. It isn't really comparable to any other mouse that I have tried in the past in terms of the shape, since the hump does not peak towards the back, despite it being great for claw grip. The hump sits towards the middle, but it slopes down really gradually, which makes the hump style of this mouse extremely good for a lot of grip styles depending on your hand size. If you have smaller hands, you could palm or claw grip this mouse. If you have medium hands, you could claw grip or fingertip grip this mouse. And if you have larger hands, you could fingertip grip this mouse. Over the past few months, I've built a preference for 65 gram-ish mice for CSGO. I really like using this mouse, despite it being 48 grams, which is about 20 grams lighter than what I build a preference for. I did definitely have to get used to it, but after getting some time on the mouse, playing some deathmatch, some aimbots, I got used to it and built enough confidence in the mouse for me to potentially start maining it. Clearing corners and flicking, tapping with this mouse definitely does feel better than a 65 gram mouse like the NPO1S. But like I've said in past reviews with mice that are even 10 grams lighter than the NPO1S, and this is 20 grams lighter, spraying is still it feels a little bit worse, but I can get used to it, and especially since I really love this shape. One of the few bad points about this mouse is the coating. I really don't think this is a good coating. I found myself wiping this mouse off quite often compared to something like the NPO1S or the best coating, the X-Into-the-BE. It would be great if they updated the mouse with a better coating. I don't know if they will, but we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. I definitely recommend getting some grip tape. You do get some grip tape in the box, but I prefer the Corepad soft grips or Pulsar super grip, which I have on here right now, over the G-Wolf's grip tape. So if you want to get a better grip experience, definitely buy some grip tape in my opinion. Unless you have really cold hands while gaming all the time, then I guess you won't be needing it. The zippy switches in the main clicks feel fine. They're nothing special. They require a little bit more force to actuate, which is a little bit worse for spamming at Tech 9, for example, but it's not that bad. It's still usable and a little bit spammable, so that's fine. It definitely does not feel as a good quality compared to something like the NPO1S clicks, but it doesn't hinder me in game in any way, so it's fine and usable and not really that big of a con. It's just something to note. There's barely any pre-travel on the mouse and barely any post-travel, which is great. Side buttons, I don't really use them in game. I basically only use them for internet browsing. They have a little bit of post-travel and basically no pre-travel, and they're not mushy, so they're good in my opinion. The scroll wheel has defined steps, but it's not as hard to scroll as something like Zowie EC2B. I had no issues scroll jumping in CSGO with the scroll wheel. The mouse feet out of the box are medium in terms of speed and comparable to the mouse feet on the NPO1S. Comparing the glide to my NPO1S, they are quite similar, but it's easier to glide the HTS Plus, of course, since it's 20 grams lighter, which is physics, of course, but I won't go and explain that. This is in the physics channel. The 3370 sensor felt fine. I had no real issues in the game, and the 1K Hz polling rate on the HTS Plus felt fine. Not a big difference, in my opinion, compared to the competition mode on the NPO1S wireless, which people have said is comparable in latency compared to the 4K Hz on the Razer mice, but I personally don't feel like that big of a difference. Besides the coding, there's one more issue that I have with this mouse, and you might have seen it already. It's the fact that I have to use this little plastic stick to turn the mouse on and off in here. They probably did it to shave off some weight, but those 2 extra grams for regular on and off switch wouldn't break this mouse, in my opinion. It wouldn't be that big of a downgrade. I don't get why they wouldn't just make a normal on and off switch. It's just a bit, I don't know, annoying to have to use this little stick to turn a mouse on and off. I bought it for 75 euros on sale on Max Gaming a little while ago. As of this recording, it is still on sale for about 85 euros. I definitely recommend this mouse at the sale prices, but I recommend it a little bit less if you buy it at full price, which was 130 on Max Gaming and $110 on G-Wolf's own site without shipping. I like the mouse and I think it's really fun to use. It has potential to become my main, but I'm not quite sure yet on that front. I'll put some more time on it and swap some more between the NP01S and the HTS Plus Classic to decide which will be my main. So that was the video on the HTS Plus Classic. Let me know what you thought of the video. Leave a like, sub if you haven't already, and see you next time.